Dear students, welcome to our last lecture of unit number 3, and the topic for today's lecture is adsorption at solid interface. Okay. So, before studying the adsorption at solid surface, we need to know what is adsorption. So, what is adsorption? Adsorption is the adhesion of atoms, ions or molecules from a gas, liquid or a dissolved solid to a surface. Okay. Basically, adsorption is a surface phenomena and the solids on the surface of which a gas or a liquid molecule accumulates is called as the adsorbent, and the substances, that is gas or liquid, whose molecules accumulate on the solid surface is called as the adsorbate. Okay. See, if there is a certain surface on which solid is getting absorbed, then this solid that is getting absorbed on the surface is known as the adsorbent. The surface is known as the adsorbent and the molecules that is getting absorbed are known as the adsorbate. Okay. The solid on the surface of which gas or a liquid molecule accumulate. See, suppose this is a solid surface and on this liquid molecules are getting absorbed, then this surface is called as the adsorbent and the gas or liquid molecules that are accumulated on the solid surface is known as the adsorbate. Now, comes to the degree of adsorption. See, degree of adsorption of gas by a solid depends upon the 3 factors. And what are these 3 factors? First is temperature, second one is nature of adsorbent and its surface area, and third one is nature of adsorbate and the partial pressure of the gas. Okay. On the basis of chemical interaction or the basis of nature, there are 2 types of adsorption, and these are physical or van der Waals adsorption or physiosorption or physisorption. Second one is chemical adsorption or chemisorption. Okay, there are 2 types of adsorption, physical or van der Waals adsorption, that is also known as the physiosorption, chemical adsorption or chemisorption. Okay. Now, see, adsorption is a surface phenomena and it should not be confused with the absorption. There is a lot of difference between the adsorption and absorption. First is adsorption. What is adsorption? Adsorption is a surface phenomena, whereas the absorption is a bulk phenomena. Why? Because in case of adsorption, the molecules are getting adsorbed on the surface of the but in case of absorption, the molecules are getting penetrated into the surface. Okay. So, adsorption is a process in which a substance takes another substance on its surface, that is they remain on the surface. But in case of absorption, it is a process in which one substance penetrates into the another substance, that is the molecule penetrates into the body of the solids. Okay. The adsorption process is fast in the beginning and gradually becomes slower, but absorption happens at the uniform rate. In case of adsorption, at the end molecules of the adsorbed are found only on the surface. Okay. Adsorbate molecules are found only on the surface, they are not penetrated into the surface. But in case of absorption, at the end of the absorption process, adsorbed molecules penetrated into the body of the solid. Okay. So, this is the difference between the adsorption and absorption. So, what is the main difference between adsorption and absorption? Is that adsorption is a surface phenomena, because in the adsorption process, the process takes place at the surface only. Okay. But in case of absorption, the molecules are penetrated into the body of the solid. Okay. So, absorption is a bulk phenomena. Okay. Now, comes to the difference between physiosorption and chemisorption. Okay. What is physiosorption? Physical adsorption is known as physisorption and chemical adsorption is known as the chemisorption. Okay. So, example of physisorption includes adsorption of gases on the charcoal, and chemical adsorption includes adsorption of oxygen on silver or gold. Okay. In case of physical adsorption, since the forces that bind the molecules are van der Waals forces, some easily liquefiable gases like sulfur dioxide and amines are readily absorbed. Okay. In case of physical absorption, because there is involvement of van der Waals forces. So, the liquefiable gases, easily liquefiable gases are easily adsorbed on the surface. But the chemical adsorption involves is highly specific, and it is formed if only the adsorbed molecules are capable of forming a chemical bond with the surface. Okay. So, in the physical adsorption, van der Waals forces are involved, but in case of chemical adsorption, there is formation of chemical bond with the surface. Okay. Next is, in case of physical adsorption, pressure is directly proportional to the extent of adsorption, but in case of chemical adsorption, pressure is directly proportional to the extent of adsorption only until the surface gets saturated. After that, pressure has no effect on the adsorption. Okay. In the physical adsorption, at high pressure, adsorption takes place, whereas decrease in pressure causes the desorption. Okay. See, A plus B forms AB, this is the adsorption, and AB forms the A plus B, this is the desorption. Okay. So, at high pressure adsorption takes place, whereas at low pressure desorption takes place in case of physical adsorption. But in case of chemical adsorption, decrease in pressure does not causes the desorption of molecules, because there are involvement of bond, there are involvement of a chemical bond. So, molecules are strongly bound to the surface, and decrease in pressure does not cause the desorption process. Okay. In the case of physical adsorption, van der Waals force of attraction is weak at high temperature. So, physical adsorption is favored at low temperature, but chemical reaction is fast at high temperature. So, chemical adsorption is favored at high temperature. Okay. In case of physical adsorption, at low pressure, unimolecular thick layer is formed on the surface. However, at higher pressure, the multimolecular thin layer is formed, but in case of chemisorption, there is only unimolecular thick layer that is formed on the surface. Okay. Next, coming on the adsorption isotherm. See, what is adsorption isotherm? The plots that are drawn between the amount of gas adsorbed per unit area or per unit mass of solids against the pressure or concentration at constant temperature is known as the adsorption isotherm. Okay. In the study of adsorption, the amount of gas adsorbed per unit area or unit mass of solid is measured at different pressure of the gas, and this study is usually conducted at the constant temperature and certain graphs are plotted, and these plots are known as the adsorption isotherm, or we can say that the plots drawn between the amount of gas adsorbed per unit area or unit mass of solid against the pressure or concentration at constant temperature is known as the adsorption isotherm. Okay. Now, there are three types of adsorption isotherms that are involved. First is Langmuir isotherm. Langmuir isotherm includes it in this adsorbed layer is only one molecular thick. Okay. In the Freundlich isotherm, heterogeneous adsorbent surface with different absorption sites occurs. And third one is Brunner, Emmett and Teller isotherm, that is BET isotherm. BET isotherm, and in this molecules can be adsorbed more than one layer thick. Okay. So, there are three types of adsorption isotherm. First is Langmuir isotherm, second was Freundlich isotherm, and third one is BET isotherm. Okay. So, this is the basic adsorption isotherm. In this what happens? Adsorbate plus adsorbent. When adsorption occur, this process occur. If desorption occurs, then adsorption is converted into adsorbate and adsorbent. See, A plus B form AB on adsorption, and AB will form A plus B on desorption. Okay. This is a simple example that I have told you to understand the basic adsorption isotherm. Okay. Now, first is Freundlich isotherm. In this you have seen a diagram, so you have seen a plot in which x by m is mentioned on the y axis and p is plotted against the in x axis. Okay. So, what I have told you that the plots that are drawn between the amount of gas adsorbed per unit mass of the solid means x upon m and pressure that is represented by the P. The plots drawn between the x by m against the P at constant temperature is known as the adsorption isotherm, and in this, so this is a adsorption isotherm, and in this adsorption takes place until a saturation pressure until a saturation point. Okay. And at this saturation point, the pressure is known as the saturation pressure. Okay. Means at higher pressure a stage is reached when all the sites are occupied, and further increase in the pressure does not cause any difference in the adsorption process. Okay. Means at higher pressure adsorption is independent of pressure, there is no effect of pressure on the adsorption. Okay. In this diagram we can see easily that adsorption increases on increasing the pressure, but at a stage when high pressure is there, then there is no effect on the adsorption. This stage is known as the saturation pressure. Okay. And is at this temperature, at saturation pressure, adsorption is independent of the pressure. Okay. So, Freundlich isotherm, adsorption isotherm gives the equation x by m is equal to k p ki power 1 upon n. Okay. Here what is x? X is the mass of gas adsorbed on the x is the mass of gas adsorbed on mass m, and what is m? It is the mass. X is the mass of gas and P is the pressure, K is the constant, N is the constant. Okay. X is the amount of gas, M is the mass of the solid surface. Okay. P, K and N are the constant, and the value of these constant depends upon the adsorbent and gas at the particular temperature. Okay, and Freundlich isotherm correctly established the relationship of adsorption with pressure at lower values. At higher pressure, it failed to establish the value of adsorption, because at higher pressure adsorption is independent of change in pressure, okay, as you have seen in the plot. Okay. When we are increasing the pressure, there is increase in adsorption up to a stage. After that, there is no change in the adsorption, there is no increase in the adsorption, and this stage or this point is known as the saturation pressure, and at this value adsorption is independent of pressure. So, the Freundlich isotherm fails to explain or fails to predict the value of adsorption at higher pressure. Okay. So, this equation gives a plot that is this type. Okay. But when we are adding the logarithm into this, when we are adding logarithm, when we are implementing the logarithm into this, then the equation will become logarithm of x by m is equal to logarithm of k plus 1 upon L log p. And when we plot this value, logarithm of x upon m versus logarithm of p, then a straight line equation is obtained, okay, and this equation is equivalent to y is equal to mx plus c. Here what is y? Y is logarithm of x by m. What is x? It is logarithm of p. Okay. What is m? It is slope, and c is intercept. Okay. So, what is the intercept? Logarithm of k is the intercept that is obtained from this value, and this is the slope. Value of slope is equal to 1 upon n. Okay. Freundlich adsorption isotherm gives the equation x upon m is equal to k p की power 1 upon n. And when we are applying logarithm into onto this equation, then this equation becomes logarithm of x upon m is equal to logarithm of k plus 1 upon n logarithm of p. And when we plot this equation, then we can obtain a straight line equation. Okay. Now, next adsorption isotherm is Langmuir adsorption isotherm. Okay. In 1916, Langmuir proposed the adsorption isotherm, and this is known as the Langmuir adsorption isotherm. Okay. This Langmuir adsorption isotherm was based on the different assumptions. Okay. And one assumption is that there is existence of a dynamic equilibrium between the adsorbed gaseous molecules and the free gaseous molecule. Okay. Means in between the adsorbed gaseous molecule and in between the free gaseous molecule, there is a equilibrium that exists between both. Okay. And this equilibrium matters a lot. See, theta is the number of sides of the surface. What is theta? It is the number of sides of the surface which are covered with the gaseous molecule. P presents the pressure, K is the equilibrium constant for distribution of adsorbate between the surface and the gas phase. Okay. And from the Langmuir adsorption isotherm, in the end we can obtain equation that is theta is equal to Kp upon 1 plus Kp. Okay. And similarly, as in the case of Freundlich adsorption isotherm, Langmuir adsorption isotherm has also limitation that it is valid at low pressure only. Okay. Because at lower pressure Kp value of Kp is so small as this is the equation, theta is equal to Kp upon 1 plus Kp. Theta is equal to Kp upon 1 plus Kp. Okay. If at lower pressure the value of Kp is so small that the factor 1 plus Kp in denominator can almost be ignored. This value is so small that this value can be ignored. So, at lower pressure the value of theta is equal to the Kp. Okay. And at higher pressure the value of Kp is so large that the factor 1 plus Kp that is present in the denominator is almost equal to the Kp. So, theta is equal to Kp upon Kp is equal to 1. Okay. So, this is the Langmuir adsorption isotherm. Now, from where we are getting this equation? Okay. See, I have told you Langmuir adsorption isotherm is based on certain assumptions, and what are these assumptions? First is the surface of solid possesses fixed number of active sites for the adsorption of gases, and these fixed number of sites are represented by the theta. Okay. At maximum adsorption the gas layer that is found around the solid is of 1 molecule thick, means all the molecules forms a one layer over the surface. Okay. Third assumption is the rate of adsorption is proportional to the number of sites unoccupied. Okay. I have told you that theta is the number of occupied site. Okay. Then what will be the unoccupied site? That will be equivalent to 1 minus theta. So, rate of adsorption that can be represented by R1 is equivalent to number of sites unoccupied. Okay. And why I have written this P? Because the rate of adsorption depends on the pressure. So, rate of adsorption is equivalent to the K1 multiplied by 1 minus theta into P. P is the pressure, 1 minus theta is the unoccupied sites, and rate of adsorption is directly proportional to the number of sites unoccupied. So, I have written this. Okay. Next is rate of evaporation is proportional to the number of occupied sites, means R2 evaporation or desorption. Evaporation can also be known as the desorption, and R2 is equivalent to K2 into theta. Okay. So, based on this and I have told you in case of Langmuir adsorption isotherm there is a existence of dynamic equilibrium between the gaseous molecules that are absorbed and the molecules that are free. So, at equilibrium R1 is equal to the R2. Okay. At equilibrium value of R1 will be equal to R2. And R1 is equal to K1 into 1 minus theta to P is equal to K2 theta. By solving this equation, K1 minus K1 theta P is equal to K2 theta. K2 theta plus K1 theta P is equal to K1. And from this equation we can obtain that theta is equal to K1 upon K2 into P upon 1 plus K1 upon K2 into P. This K1 upon K2 can be represented as capital K. So, we have obtained theta is equal to Kp upon 1 plus Kp. Okay. So, from this adsorption isotherm we have obtained this value of theta that I have told you in the Langmuir adsorption isotherm. And what is theta? Number of sides of surface which are covered with the gaseous molecule. P is the pressure and K is the equilibrium constant for the distribution of adsorbate between the surface and the gas phase. Okay. Now, the last adsorption isotherm is BET adsorption isotherm. Okay. So, one of the basic assumption of Langmuir adsorption isotherm is that it is in this case a monolayer is obtained. The surface molecules are adsorbed on the surface and form a one layer thickness. Okay. So, the Langmuir adsorption equation is applicable under the condition of low pressure only. And under these conditions, gaseous molecule would possess the higher thermal energy and high escape velocity. As a result of this, less number of gaseous molecules would be available for the surface of the adsorbent. Okay. So, in under this condition of higher pressure and low temperature, the thermal energy of gaseous molecules decreases and more gaseous molecules would be available per unit surface area. In case of Langmuir adsorption isotherm, under the condition of higher thermal energy and high escape velocity, there is less chances or there are less number of gaseous molecules that are available for adsorption. But in case of BET adsorption isotherm, because it is operated under higher pressure and low temperature, there is decrease in the thermal energy of gaseous molecules, and because of this more and more gaseous molecules are available per unit surface area, and because of this multi-layer adsorption would occur in case of BET adsorption isotherm. Okay. So, BET adsorption isotherm is based on the BET equation, and what is this equation? P upon Y into P naught minus P is equal to 1 upon Y m B plus B minus P upon Y m B dot P upon P naught. Here P is equal to the pressure of the adsorbate, Y is equal to the mass of the vapors per gram, P node is equal to vapor pressure at saturation, and Vm is equal to amount of vapor adsorbed per unit mass of the adsorbent. Okay. So, this is all about the adsorption isotherm. Okay. What is adsorption isotherm? The plots that are drawn between the amount of gas adsorbed on the per unit mass of the solid with respect to the pressure or concentration at constant temperature. Okay. There can be 5 types of different plots that are drawn in case of adsorption isotherms. Okay. This is all about the adsorption at the solid surface. Thank you.